Yeah, and the thing that makes it incredible is really watching what we saw from Shai. And that gave the confidence to Giddey, right? Shai was constantly like, I said it early on, like he was inviting the double team so the defense would get unbalanced and swing the ball quickly. And if the next guy got off of it, like I heard Coach say, they got off of it like it was hot, like fast. Got it to the other side, and we were attacking the mismatches on the other side, cross matchups, anything we could. That was the whole first half, and it was difficult. There were times where it felt like we might get blown out, and then it was like we had a little bit of a lead, but we knew that they were just lurking. But we weren't able to really get into a comfort zone, I really feel like, until the second half. So we get into the second half, we get a bit of a lead, 9 points, 10 points, right in the fourth quarter, and then they go on a run. Boom. Over. Like that. And so what does Coach do? He goes to Shai, right? So
right away.
Shai had a good third quarter. It wasn't like Shai wasn't effective in the third quarter. Shai got
I think he had started, like 12 or 14 points in that.
Right. He got started early in the third quarter.
Yeah.
Right. And he made them know, like, he was knocking down a three. He was, doing everything. But that fourth quarter, as it went on, it became a master class of finishing the game. That shot he made on Herb Jones with I think like 28 seconds left.
It's insane.
Through contact.
2 for 1.
He wasn't good. Yeah, he wasn't going to get the whistle. Right. I mean,
but they weren't going to call that both ways. I mean, they hadn't been calling the touch fouls all game, both ways.
Right. And like you said, bro, he totally demonstrated why he is an MVP player. Like, we want to say candidate, we want to say future MVP, but like this year he's playing like an MVP, and that fourth quarter it proved it.
Yeah, if you're not willing to at least sit there and say Shai is the best guard this NBA season in the league, and I want you guys to think about that. Shai is the best guard in the NBA this season. And I know that someone's like, oh, what are Luka? No.
There were some historic seasons. It was Damian Lillard's highest career average. We saw Donovan Mitchell go for 70+ points. We saw incredible things, but you're saying Shai was the best.
Shai's the best this season. And I think when push comes to shove, and you're going to see it in the MVP voting this year, you're going to see Embiid take the MVP. You'll see Joker take second place, with, I think, a lot of votes that Joker would typically get are going to be split between Shai and Joker. And because of that, I think he's putting himself in that conversation for the first time to really set himself up for next year. Like, I want to say that he's, MVP caliber type player, but let's just be honest. The only way that Shai is going to win MVP is if he takes the Oklahoma City Thunder to 7 games with the Denver Nuggets. And the only reason I say that is because at that point, the rest of the world, national television spotlight will be on him.
But the voting is already done by then.
But the voting's already done. And even then, that's what I'm saying, is that by then I just feel like it's too late. So I don't think he has enough steam, but I do think that he's going to get votes. We
said it last year when he played after the All-Star break. He was healthy. Giddey went down with a hip injury. Shai kept playing, and he put up 31 a game. And we said this is him creating his resume for next year's All-Star game. And he picked up where he left off, right? And he just rode right into the All-Star game.
And then we talked about the step up from this year.
Right. So
that needed to happen.
Then all of a sudden, what we're seeing right now, it can't be voted on for MVP. But he's starting his application for next year's MVP candidacy.
And that's it, man. He's going to be a first team All-NBA team this year. He's going to get a lot of credit, and it's going to set up for next year. And I do think that Shai's going to come out and average 32 to 34 points a game. I just do. And I know he won't need to, right?
But that 3-point weapon is coming along, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think the way he gets to the foul line and essentially can score 30+ points on only 17 to 20 shots allows everybody else to be able to dominate in the game without taking away from Shai. So with Shai being, give the guy 20 shots, let him score 30+ points, and the rest of the guys will step up in the ways they will. To me, it's mind-boggling we're even sitting in this position to be able to say Shai, in my opinion, is the best guard in the NBA right now this year. You've got Dort, I think, is top 2 defenders in the league. I just do. I mean, Memphis guy, I can't even think of his name.
Jackson,
I think is probably right there, 1A, 1B with Dort. So the fact is that we finally have what I would consider all of our guys starting to develop in a perfect opportunity. Next year, we're going to see JW be one of the best two-way players in the league, right? We're going to watch Chet be a rookie and starting to do things that people are going to be like, holy shit. You know, like this team is a whole lot better and so far ahead of what anybody else is willing to admit. Because a lot of people aren't willing to admit that this team is going to win 60 games next year or 55 games next year. A lot of people won't be able to see that. You know, just because the beginning of the season, we had 0.5% to make the playoffs, chance to make the playoffs, according to ESPN, 0.5%, right? I'm telling you guys, this team isn't done shocking the world. And when it's all said and done next year and we only have, 22 losses, 27 losses, I think people are going to stop and be like, what the fuck did we miss? And it's going to be like, no, we've been saying this the whole time. Like our fans, our people that are all around the world have been saying this about the Oklahoma City Thunder. They're that good.